why we sometimes do not advise you to take on big projects is that
Hi, and welcome back to another episode from the Deep Creek Collective. Today, Rachel and I are going to be discussing the topic on if you should renovate your house before listing it.
honestly, it depends. But today, we're going to break it down so that you know what's worth it and what's just a waste of time, energy, and money.
You don't have to gut the whole place. Okay, so let's start with stuff that's usually a good idea. First off, kitchens and bathrooms. Anything from as small as replacing the hardware on the cabinetry up to maybe painting the cabinets, all the way to replacing flooring on the outside of the house. It really just needs to be cleaned up. Fresh mulch, pulling any weeds, power washing the house, the siding if it's dirty, things like that will really go far but not cost you a fortune and be really time consuming. Some hanging ferns if it's summertime, things like that will really help it out.
It's all about curb appeal. That's what it comes down to. So I'm gonna sort of talk about when it's a good idea to not renovate. You don't want to go too big, too much, and tackle too many things at once. You want to really just keep it simple. Anything that you wouldn't like to see in a house when you were to walk in the door, holes in the wall, fill them. Small projects. Even things like lightly staging, rearranging furniture. You don't want to be knocking out walls and doing a full gut job of your house. You're not gonna necessarily see a return on your investment if you spend too much. We wanna keep it limited to the really important items that are going to make your house show well.
And to add to that, if you redo your entire kitchen for $25,000 or $30,000, the buyer coming in may not want that and may want to redo it anyways. So it's really, the same as flooring, something like that. A whole house flooring, maybe it was something that you offer to a potential buyer, but don't do it all yourself.
Circling back to why we sometimes do not advise you to take on big projects is that you're not necessarily going to see a cost benefit when you sell. We may not be able to increase your list price by the $50,000 you're gonna spend to completely renovate your kitchen. So, trust your agent, ask the questions, we're here to help. We want to give you the best advice of when it makes sense to spend the money and when it doesn't. Sometimes it's smarter to just price the home appropriately based on its current situation rather than make the big changes yourself. Leave it up to the buyer to make the decisions.
So the things that are very inexpensive, honestly sometimes free, would be decluttering, getting things out of the house. Not only will it look better, when a buyer walks in, but also in your photos. Touch up paint on anything, like Rachel mentioned, holes in the walls, small holes in the walls, things like that really need attention. The outside is very important as well. I know we already talked about that, but when somebody pulls up to the property, you want them to walk into the property and not leave because there's a lot of, debris outside or, after a long winter, sticks and everything in the yard. So it's the small things. We're not trying to make your home look different than what it is, but we just want to make it look as best as possible.
When we meet with our sellers, we like to walk through the property and tour with them and really create a game plan. We're going to help them identify any deferred maintenance items. Decks, door frames, roofs really tend to take a beating in our winter weather here. So it's really important to have those items checked out and taken care of by a professional.
We're not trying to make your house look like HGTV. We just want it to show its best. So we recommend a lot of the times some light staging, and we actually in the Deep Creek Collective have somebody who is specialized in staging and furnishing.
She's great to work with, so if you're thinking about selling and wondering where to start, just reach out to us. We'll help you figure out exactly what's worth doing without spending too much money. Smart Prep really sells houses here.
Thanks for joining us today, and make sure you stay tuned for